So I just want to show you what it means. Like, can you see my screen? I just put this together right now while we were talking.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I put analog. So here you have Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and then you have God, right? So Father, Son, Holy Ghost make up God. So you have a sandwich which is made up of bread, filling, and spread, right? So I just want to
Okay.
show you like the analog, like what it would look like if you take something else which is a whole comprised of three parts. So you have Father is God, the Son is God, Holy Ghost is God. Father is not the Son, Father is not the Holy Ghost, Son is not the Holy Ghost. There is only one God, right? And then here you have the bread is the sandwich, the filling is the sandwich, the spread is the sandwich. The bread is not the filling, the bread is not the spread, the filling is not the spread. There's only one sandwich. So, and these are the variables right here. So, like all I've done
Mhm.
is replace the word. So, I don't know, like, does it make more sense, like, when you take the analog, right? Like logically, we wouldn't
Yes.
believe
It
this
does
to
sound
be true,
comical. Yeah.
huh?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it does sound comical. Yes, I do see what you're saying. Like the
Yeah.
bread sandwich filling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really the same thing because in logic, right, where it doesn't matter what you put in that format, or it doesn't matter what variables you plug in, like it's still going to be true or false for whatever concept you put in. So if it's not, if it cannot be true here, like you said, it sounds comical. It's kind of the same way, how it sounds. So even if it passes the verse check, even if that's what you say that okay, that's what Jesus meant. If it passes all the checks, like it still doesn't pass the logic check, right? So and you can see clearly here that I've not misrepresented anything, right? So how can somebody accept this kind of thing? And not only that, how can this be something so core that if you don't accept it, you will not gain deliverance, right? So imagine it's like somebody sends me a message in like Chinese, right? Like he's like, get the pizza or do something, and he sends it in Chinese, and he knows I don't know Chinese, right? And then he's getting angry at me, like with every next message he's getting angrier and angrier, like, why aren't you doing it in Chinese? I see like exclamation marks at the end, right? So then I'm like, bro, I don't get what you're saying, like it's not making sense to me, right? So then he's like, so then finally he sends a message in English, like, why didn't you do what I said? He said that, bro, the only medium I have to understand what you're saying is English. That's the only language I know, and you know that that's the only language I know, right? So the same way, the only way we have to understand what God is saying and process it is reason, right? It is our logic. So if God is telling us something which is outside of, something which is not something which is not comprehensible, which we can't understand
Improbable.
easily, yeah, which is something which is like contradictory, right? It just cannot be. It's illogical, right? So what we believe is like in logic, there's three categories. There are those things that must be true logically. For example, 2 + 2 = 4. It doesn't matter, like in all possible worlds, 2 + 2 is always going to be 4, because logic is just a description of reality. That's all it is, right? It's So then there are things that cannot be true, right? Which are like 2 + 2 = 5, right? These are things that they're not real, like they just don't exist. And if I, for example, if I tell you, I want you to organize the letters A and B in all possible ways, right? In all possible 2 letters, what are the combinations? How many combinations are there? How many different ways can you arrange the letters A and B? What do you say, Brennan? You look like a smart guy.
Yeah. Too. Right.
No, there's a third. What's the third?
Wait, A B B A, and then
There's
you could
one
do like
more.
what A or B B or something. Or am I forgetting
Okay.
one?
Okay, AA, and then BB. So there's four, but there's a fifth.
Oh.
What, what's the fifth?
It's impossible to have A and B.
No, you're a smart guy. Come up with the fifth, right? You're very smart.
A
Are you
B
saying you're not
B
smart
A.
enough?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. I'll confess I'm not smart enough. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's not a fifth, right? There's only four, and and the fact that you can't do it, it doesn't mean you're incapable. You're not smart. It just doesn't exist. The same way when we say, for example, people say, "Can God create a square circle?" Right? So this is not like saying that God is incapable. It's just something that is contradictory in its very conception, right? So it's not even. It's like blabbering. Like it doesn't exist as a thing. And logic is a description of reality. So that's why it's reasonable to expect that the core doctrines of any religion have to be, sensical. They have to be logical.